Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 20 Ultimate Team game. One of the most requested legends to come into Madden Ultimate Team has been Troy Polamalu for years. Since he retired from the NFL a couple of years ago, everybody has been begging EA to put the Tasmanian Devil back into Ultimate Team, and here he is. Troy Polamalu is in Madden 20. We have him on our team. You guys see the stats. There are no weaknesses in his game. You see the superstar abilities we put on Polamalu: secure tackler, tip drill, and lurker, and the X Factor ability that we put on Troy, and we will be trying to activate today of Zone Hawk. And guys, I cannot emphasize to you guys just how excited I am to do this video. Troy Polamalu was my favorite player watching when I first got into the NFL around 2007, 2008 time when I first started watching. I just loved watching Troy play so recklessly, yet so controlled, if that makes any sense. Just the way Dick LeBeau would let him free roam in that defense, which was full of stars, but Troy really was the X Factor because you had to always know where he was on the field, but you never knew where Troy was on the field. On a play like this, Troy in the flats, all of a sudden he's in the middle of the field, and Polamalu's got the interception. And just that play style that Troy had really drew me into, really loving the safety position. And you guys know I love Eric Berry at the safety position, Polamalu. And it really was just driven by, the way Troy played in the NFL. By the way, Troy Polamalu got his X Factor. He will be in the zone when we get on defense. So we have Zone Hawk activated. We just got to finish up this offensive drive, which is not exactly going the smoothest right now. We had ourselves a first down and goal opportunity, but we are only going to be able to settle for a field goal after the offense kind of bogs down. At least we have Troy Polamalu in the zone, right? That's what everybody's here to see. Zone Hawk on Troy Polamalu. So, yeah, just a little insight to you guys. I'm just such a big fan of Troy Polamalu. And the way I use her on defense in Madden, the way I use my safeties and stuff all the time, it's really just me trying to be like Troy Polamalu, like straight up. That's what I try to do when I play Madden on the defensive end. I try to grab my safety, bring him in the box, take him over the top, just try to be that X Factor that Troy Polamalu was. As you see my opponent running the ball a couple of times, which doesn't do anything for Troy Polamalu's Zone Hawk. And, you had to expect him to run the ball a couple of times after just throwing that interception. 3rd down and 4. It's going to be an option for Michael Vick. Vick with the first down and a lot more. It looked like he could have taken down to the edge for a couple extra yards, but thankfully he stopped trying to get cute, so Calvin Johnson gets the tackle. Next play, Polamalu in the flats. He's already in the zone, and now he's just stunting on the Baltimore Ravens. Troy Polamalu for 6. I mean, Baltimore Ravens fans have definitely seen that one play out before. Troy Polamalu making big plays against them. The Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens rivalry was definitely, a rivalry that was the top in the NFL for, the height of it, with Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu. And Polamalu really made some memorable plays in some of those games. You guys remember the game where he made the blitz off the edge, got the strip sack on Flacco in the 4th quarter. Everybody knows the pick 6 he got in that championship game in, I believe, 2008 to send the Steelers to the Super Bowl. Number 43 going to Super Bowl 43. Shout out to Jim Nance on that call. Gotta love that one. As you see, Polamalu trying to make more big plays, but Ryan Shazier gets the sack. I mean, it was going to happen. I was going to be gushing over Troy Polamalu. It was bound to happen just because, like I said, he was just my favorite player growing up, man. I'm just so excited to have Polamalu back in Madden Ultimate Team and trying to make Troy-like plays as Peyton Manning is going to let Derwin James make Troy-like plays, or just make a play on the ball right there. Looking for Randy Moss, trying to go for the kill shot, already up 10-0. Instead, we get intercepted here, and we just finished the first quarter. Even though it feels like a lot of action has happened in this game, there is still 3 quarters to go, and my opponent has plenty of time to come back in this game. Unfortunately for him, he is 0 for 7 passing the ball. That incompletion actually was counted as a forced incompletion for Troy Polamalu, so his X Factor counter goes to 1 out of 3. Troy can either get his X Factor activated by forcing 3 incompletions. That's not going to count for Troy, by the way, or just getting an interception, as you guys saw. And Even though, by the way, 4th down and 17, my opponent's going for it. Vic in traffic, and it's going to be caught by Tyreek Hill. I think it was Darius Slay who made probably the worst play on the ball you'll ever see in your life as Michael Vick is tackled. At least Darius Slay did something good there, preventing Vic from getting into the end zone. I forgot what I was going to say, but Dalvin Cook nearly gets himself a touchdown on 1st down and goal. Maybe it'll come back to me. In the meantime, 2nd down and goal. Cook up the middle. That's as easy as it gets right there. I was trying to click on the Troy, and I was messing up my defense all over the place, so that ends up being a walk-in touchdown. Oh yeah, what I was saying was the fact that the dude was like 0 for 7 passing the ball, and he was really struggling. Oh yeah, no, I actually remember what I was saying now as we dump it down to Shannon Sharp in the flats. If you guys noticed, when we got the 2nd interception with Troy Polamalu to pick 6, the yardage counter actually didn't reset. I figured it would reset as Randy Moss gets the nice catch in the post route there over Deion Sanders. I believe it was at 14 out of 30. The counter didn't reset. I figured it would. So that's something to know about Zone Hawk in case you didn't know. The 2-minute warning hits in this game, 10-7, and my opponent has maybe a bit of momentum, maybe not. We're going downfield to Randy Moss. Oh my! You just got mossed, and a one-handed mossing at that. That was one of the better catches you will see in Madden 20 as far as players who don't have double me or Moss activated. With Deion Sanders all over him nonetheless, Randy Moss with that one-handed catch, pretty reminiscent of the way he got that one-handed catch on Darrelle Revis. Had Revis coming up lame. That was like Patriots, Randy Moss against Darrelle Revis, pretty much in his prime then. 3rd down and 7, Polamalu in the box, and Michael Vick leaving the box. There goes Michael Vick for the 1st down and a lot more than that. 3 rushes for 41 yards. Vick's rushing ability definitely playing a factor in this first half. Polamalu trying to get the hit stick, and that didn't quite work out. Normally, I don't go for hit sticks in that situation. I just try to make the tackle because I know if I go for the hit stick, I'll probably mess it up. And yeah, that played out just the way I predicted. Oh, there is Randy Moss on the other end for the Baltimore Ravens getting the touchdown, and that was our zone, or our man, I should say. We're just running a man blitz right there with Polamalu. I didn't expect my opponent to float that ball, which he did beautifully, and we end up giving up the touchdown, which is not good, but at the same time, that's cool because that means my opponent is willing to throw the ball at Troy Polamalu's direction, and that bodes well for us if we want to get any more interceptions. We already have 2 with Polamalu, so you think, maybe he would try to stay away from number 43? Not quite. Randy Moss has Moss activated, just in case you were wondering if we can get a 50-yard catch downfield with Randy Moss. The answer is no. And that will knock Randy Moss out of the zone. That was a very bizarre looking play as Randy Moss will get this little bubble screen and turn it into a 1st down. I don't know what happened on the play. It looked like he tried to click on and make a play with Deion Sanders, and somehow through him clicking on, I don't know, the whole play just kind of dumbed out right there. I couldn't make the catch with Moss. Instead of just mossing someone, I just let the ball go over me. So now we don't get the big play of Randy Moss. Instead, Earl Thomas gets the big play, and my opponent is slowly but surely trying to rope himself back into this game. It's only a 4-point game, should be a 3-point game, but he missed the PAT. 13 seconds left in the half. He dumps it down to Randy Moss. That is fine by me. He has 2 timeouts, but he needs to get about 15 more yards to get in the field goal range. Oh, we try to go for the chunk play there, and Troy Polamalu was all over it. Troy with space, Troy with the pace, and Troy with the touchdown to end the first half. It needed to be a pick 6 to make it count, and Polamalu, as he's done throughout his career, he delivers. That was unbelievable. Polamalu flying in the air, getting the INT, regaining his balance, and then crib calling it. As we start the second half with great field position because my opponent decided to onside kick. I tried to audible my oh, wow, Saquon Barkley. Wow, Saquon. Chill. This is not your gameplay. This is Troy Polamalu's gameplay, Saquon, I know you're a really good running back and all, but we got to sub Saquon out for a play, or else he's going to make it the Saquon Barkley X Factor activated. I actually don't have an X Factor on Saquon. I don't know why. Tyreek Hill, have yourself a day. Get yourself a touchdown. Have yourself a touch. I think that's the first touch we've given Tyreek Hill on this MUT team in a long time, and he makes the most of it. Good for him. Troy Polamalu back in the zone. Zone Hawk activated yet again. This time, I'm going to let Troy Polamalu reign on his own over there. Just, let him do his thing with the Zone Hawk and see, how good CPU Troy is, because we've been using Troy the entire game pretty much. So we'll see, you know, Troy back end of a cover 2, what he's got. My opponent definitely trying to stay away from Troy Polamalu, and smartly so. He gets the incompletion. 3rd down and 2. Here comes the blitz. Michael Vick, as he's done a couple of times in this game, beats the blitz with his legs. An unblocked rusher is not enough to stop Michael Vick. He gets the 1st down and almost knocks Troy Polamalu out the zone because he got so many rushing yards. Here is Vick once again trying to create, but this time Darius Slay is able to make the tackle. Darius Slay, for some reason, tackling Vick a lot, but not exactly making plays on the ball, like right here. Torrey Holt wide open, and I believe that's going, yes it does. It knocks Troy Polamalu out the zone. So Zone Hawk, for the 2nd time in this game, is deactivated, but still, this has just been a banner game from Troy Polamalu. 3 interceptions, the 3 INTs you see on Michael Vick's stats, all via number 43, and the Tasmanian Devil working on number 4. That's going to be a forced incompletion for Troy Polamalu since he was able to jar that ball loose. 2nd down, Troy is covering, Vick is running, and Vick is fumbling the ball, recovered by Pat Tillman, and I guess it was about time that happened, as my opponent was kind of playing with fire throughout the game, running with Michael Vick. Oh, we were definitely playing with fire, and Saquon Barkley is going to kick the ball out of bounds. Was that kick on purpose? No. Did it work out in our favor? Yes, very much so, as we called a screen to Saquon Barkley. We've got blocks. We've got space. Okay, maybe we don't have blocks. I thought we had ourselves a touchdown, but Derwin James able to break off. Next play, Peyton Manning downfield to Moss. Oh, Moss on the deflection. Okay. Randy Moss getting fancy out here. Just getting normal streaks for touchdowns is too easy. Randy Moss has to make every catch he gets just unnecessarily dramatic, which is fine by me as long as he makes the catch, which he does. He gets the touchdown, and he forces the rage quit. So we're going to hop into one more game here with Troy Polamalu, Peyton Manning, and the squad. You guys see my opponent's team. He's got Patty Mahomes and a couple of, I mean, it was like mainly NAT cards on this guy's team. And this is actually a subscriber game, so you know, shout out to this guy for playing. We played at like 3 or 4 in the morning. The way this game actually happened was, this guy, oh wow, Saquon Barkley is gone on the first play. RIP to this guy's defense. But yeah, the way this game got set up was my opponent, he hit me up on Twitter, was like, you want to play a wager game? I was like, I don't play MUT wager games. And then he's like, oh, well, maybe we could just play for fun. I was like, alright. I kind of feel like playing with Troy Polamalu, so we'll see if, you know, we could play, have some fun, and I could give myself a pick or two with Troy. Maybe we can knock Gale Sayers, not just out of the zone, but just out of this game. Poor Gale, he probably has a concussion after that one. 2nd down, that's going to be intercepted by Darius Slay. Double coverage, and my opponent was definitely feeling the heat from the blitz. Here's Peyton Manning downfield. That's caught. That is caught by OBJ. You guys remember when Odell Beckham Jr. was our franchise player on the offensive end? Now Randy Moss is kind of taking that role because, you know, he's Randy Moss. But Odell he's around now. He's still on this team, and he's trying to make you remember him. And that's a good way to make sure you know that Odell is still on this squad. If you want to box up Randy Moss, Odell can still deliver. But, you know, Randy Moss, he also gets that grab and go ability that I absolutely love. As you see Troy Polamalu with that secure tackler ability, able to tackle Gale Sayers one-on-one in the open field. Troy's going to make that tackle pretty much every single time as long as he doesn't get juked out of his shoes. I don't know what my opponent tried to run on 3rd down, like some jailbreak screen. That definitely didn't work, and he ends up punting the ball on 4th down 14-0. This game looks like it might get ugly quickly, but do you guys remember the last time we were up early in the game and then I decided to go downfield to Randy Moss and we got intercepted? Well, deja vu is going to hit. Darius Slay, this time the recipient of me just trying to force the ball downfield to Randy Moss and go for the kill shot. As you see Gale Sayers trying to get away from Troy Polamalu, and he does a good job at that. And, you know, Troy's just out here doing Troy things, making tackles in the open field, making spectacular interceptions, just being that X factor that I said that we were going to try to be with Troy throughout the game. As you see my opponent going outside, simple 5-yard out route there to Michael Thomas. He's just thinking and dunking the ball downfield, which is fine as long as we don't give up the touchdown. And we lateral the ball to Troy Polamalu. Troy on the return, trying to swerve Gale Sayers, and Troy's eventually tackled down to the ground. The Steelers connection. It was Ryan Shazier and Troy Polamalu hooking up there, and I saw Troy behind me. I was like, Troy, do your thing. A 2nd down and 9. Peyton Manning, gotta let it go. That he does to Randy Moss, and Randy Moss almost all the way to freak to the 2-yard line. But don't worry, Randy Moss will get his touchdown on the very next play. Bubble screen wide open, 21-0. And yeah, this game may not be going too well for my opponent, but Tyler Lockett trying to change the fortunes of the Chicago Bears on the kick return, and he almost busted that one all the way as Pat Tillman is just laying the wood all onto Gale Sayers. Here's Polamalu jumping the drag, and Troy is gone. A pick six for the Tasmanian Devil, and that will once again activate Troy Polamalu's X Factor ability in style. Troy looked like he was playing over the top, and all of a sudden, boom! There he is. You always want to know where number 43 is on the field, but sometimes that's not even enough because he'll just end up on the complete other side of the field. You'll see Troy on the right, all of a sudden he's on the left. You see him over the top, and he's making a tackle for a loss of 2 yards. So, yeah. Knowing where number 43 is not good enough. As you guys see, number 43 is roaming on his own right now, trying to use that zone hawk to jump the flats right there to Tariq Cohen. You see he was all the way over the top in a cloud flat, and he's just playing that to perfection. 3rd down and 3. I'm going to grab Troy this time and see what I can do. And Patrick Mahomes says, watch this. Just going to scramble for the first down there. No pass rush to be found. Hurry up for my opponent, down 28-0. I guess trying to get something of anything going. Once again, dumping it down to Tyreek Hill. That's a cool game, but Troy Polamalu is going to be all over that. Unfortunately for us, we're running out of yards to have Troy Polamalu with Zone Hawk activated as Cohen trying to run that ball, but Troy shoots the gap. And that's what I'm saying. Troy deep. Next thing you know, he's in there meeting you in the backfield. That's just the art of Polamalu football. 3rd down and 3. Here is Mahomes staying away from Troy, and that will result in an interception for Pat Tillman. And you know that most of the routes were on that left side anyways, and he was not throwing to a man who had his X Factor activated. My opponent's a bit smarter than that, as Moss, oh my, and a jump ball with free safety Calvin Johnson. That was quite the battle. Next play, that's Odell on the deflection. That is, I think, like the 3rd time that's happened to me where Odell has caught a deflected football. Part of that is just Madden 20, just, you know, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. Odell just kind of has a knack for getting some of those deflections for some reason. Here's Odell underneath. Odell definitely getting quite the workload in this game. Peyton Manning with a fantastic stat line. And Randy Moss going to let him pad his stats on the bubble. Moss gets 16 and the touchdown. 35-0. Yeah, this one definitely got ugly. But don't worry, Tyler Lockett is here to save the day in case you were fretting that the Bears would get shut out. Tyler Lockett up the middle. He nearly returned one earlier, and Pat Tillman saved the day. This time, Pat Tillman couldn't do anything about that. Troy Polamalu still has his X Factor going. 22 out of 30 yards on that counter, so we can't give up 9 more yards or 8, whatever it is, but we'll have to wait to get Troy back on the field because the offense has to come back on because the special teams kind of blew it right there. I don't know. This guy was either really good at kick returning or we were just not great at getting off our blocks in this game. 2nd down and 10. Wide open. Shannon Sharp. That is as open as it gets. Shannon Sharp definitely going to make him pay and give him the business. Shannon Sharp. I tried to deliver that stiff arm right there and unfortunately couldn't stick it. 1st down and goal. 30 seconds left. Manning is down. Alan Page meeting him for a loss of a couple. We call our 2nd and 3 timeouts. Next play, Manning to Moss, who gets the catch but not inbounds. Now it's 3rd down and goal. Quick pass for Torrey Holt is intercepted by that free safety Calvin Johnson, trying to get the pick 6, and thankfully we have one of the fastest offensive linemen in not just the game, but in the NFL, Teron Armstead. He'll make that tackle and prevent that pick 6. And yeah, Troy Polamalu is still in the zone, in case you forgot. He still has Zone Hawk activated. Just 13 seconds left in the first half. Mahomes, knowing that he needs touchdowns to get back into this game, trying to go downfield. Doesn't quite work for him. Now 9 seconds left in the game. When you get a sack, the yardage counter doesn't decrease. It's still got a 22 out of 30. And Patrick Peterson on the interception, trying to make it a return on the final play of the first half. But unfortunately, no dice. Still though, Troy Polamalu still has that Zone Hawk activated, and you know, you can see when Zone Hawk is activated that people try to stay away from that side of the field or that area, and what it results in is not interceptions for Troy Polamalu, but it'll be interceptions for Troy's teammates. Oh, Troy! Oh my! Ankle's broken, to say the least, from Gale Sayers, who needed to exact some revenge after some of the big hits he's been taking throughout this game. And job well done to Gale Sayers, because not only did he break Troy's ankles, he knocked Troy out the zone. So a 2-for-1 for number 40, as that'll be Mahomes going underneath to Tyreek Hill, the man who returned to kickoff earlier. You see Mahomes with just disgusting stat line. I don't know what other way to put it. 5 interceptions, almost more interceptions than completions. 4th down and 4. It's not going to be an interception or a completion. It's going to be a sack from Kevin Greenough trying to get a pick with Troy Polamalu. We're going to skip basically most of the second half in this game because yeah, this game got ugly, and for the most part, I was kind of messing around on offense. No real reason to show any of that, and, you know, I was just trying to chuck it downfield to Moss and stuff like that. You know what happens when you play with Randy Moss, and then on the defensive end, I'm trying to get picks with Polamalu. Peterson got himself a pick, but it was out of bounds, so it'll be an incompletion. We tried to get that one for Troy, but it was an errant pass, so that's why it was so far to the sidelines. 3rd down and 8. Jalen Ramsey gets the interception, and I feel like at this point, my opponent just didn't want to throw the ball in my area when I was using it with Troy. I think he kind of learned his lessons. He was going elsewhere, and what it resulted was in, you know, defensive touchdowns for other people. Randy Moss was about to get his X Factor activated here, but then he fumbled the ball, and I don't know if Randy Moss actually got, because that was number 3 for the counter, but I don't know if Randy Moss got that Moss X Factor going, because after, not this play, but the play after, my opponent quit the game. He just didn't want to play the last minute or so. He was like, all right, I'm going to save your time. This one's over. I mean, I would have played the last minute. Would have been fine by me, but I guess when you do this, you're just like, screw it. It's 56-9. Let me just move on in my life, so I'll move on mine. So GG's to my opponent. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed this Troy Polamalu gameplay. We absolutely dominated with Troy. Subscribe for more Madden 20 gameplays. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.